I'm good. I'm good. Yeah, we've had quite a feast of Highlander here with the like Sunday into Monday double elimination for the whole team. Sorry, for the whole division playoffs here. So yeah, I'm excited to see basically the penultimate match here. Who decides who's going into grands next week?
Yep, good to call that out, as the winner of this match will be moving into grand finals against Team Fun. They will be down a map. However, with no bracket reset, all it takes is one good night of play, and they can pull off probably one of the bigger upsets we've ever seen, should that come to pass. But no sense looking towards the future when we can live in the present. These two teams coming in, having played each other twice in the season already. LIS taking their first meeting in the regular season on Asheville, 4-1. They played each other in the first week of playoffs, which I guess would have been a week and a day ago. LIS pulled a 4-0 on Cascade and a 2-0 on Upward. We move into the matches tonight. And in an interesting pick ban that we'll talk about in a sec, the maps tonight will be Product, as my scroll fails, Vigil, and Upward.
Yeah, I'll agree that's a weird one. So we saw sort of another head scratcher yesterday out of the match between LAS versus Team Fun, where both teams wanted to take it to King of the Hill maps. So both Locked in Syndrome and Team Fun opting for those. In this case, Locked in Syndrome picks Koth as their first pick, like you mentioned, but then doesn't pick Koth for their second pick. So yeah, I'm kind of all over the place with this pick ban. What do you make of it?
Yeah, the fact that Asheville isn't showing up here is something very interesting, because we saw LIS beat Agar 4-1 on Asheville in the regular season. Agar, then proceeded to first ban Asheville in their first round playoff match, only for them to switch the ban over to Swiftwater, which Agar has been otherwise first banning throughout the rest of the playoffs, which, okay, they're not that strong in Swift, makes sense. But then for LIS to let it go by twice, picking Product over Ash, which, given their performance against Team Fun last night and how relatively strong they looked on it, I'd say is fine. But then Agar banning Cascade makes sense. He just got 4-0 on it, a week ago. Picking Vigil, sure. But then for LAS really to come in and pick Upward at the end here, I think is really interesting, because I'm wondering what's different in this match that would make them pick a stopwatch here when they said, yeah, let's take it to Koth against Fun. We've got a better chance with that. So, interesting to say the least here. I mean, I think Agar's picking Vigil is interesting as well. They had a strong performance on it last night against MNK, but that's only a week after they got 2-0'd on it by Imposters, which you'd have to think they feel pretty confident in their improvements on the map. And the match last night is the more recent one, but definitely some things to keep in mind, depending on how this match turns out.
Yeah, I'm curious as well. Like we mentioned, we had I think a very good showing between, let's see, Locked in Syndrome versus Team Fun, where like Team Fun are such veterans of Invite, have won probably more. A lot of those players have won more seasons of Invite than a lot of LAS has played seasons of TF2. Actually, maybe that's not quite true. They do have a lot of veterans here as well. So I don't know. I have to run the numbers a little more. Point is, well, I think LAS honestly put on a masterclass on Product, like always pushing at the right time, structuring their pushes, structuring their holds, like, following the best of the best in terms of the flow chart. They did happen to just get so outclassed where, like, Team Fun are the ones who wrote the textbook. So I think Product here is going to be a very much uphill battle. Not to be confused with Upward battle. We'll see for map 3.
Oh.
But yeah, in any case, I guess, do you see this going any particular way, especially maybe with Agar picking Vigil as their second?
I mean, as I think we're both in agreement, LIS should really be the pretty heavy favorites here on Product. Vigil, I think, is going to be a wild card. I mean, I don't think... I don't have any reason to think Agar is particularly solid at the map, especially moving into playing into a higher seed, but LIS seems relatively untested on it. I'm not sure. Let me check to see if they've played it thus far in the playoffs. Because LIS lost to Team Fun on it in week 1. Maybe that's where the logic is coming from. I'm not sure, but yeah, otherwise they haven't played it since then. So maybe they said, oh, well, they lost to Team Fun on it. They haven't gotten any practice in the playoffs yet. Well, it was as we've kind of noted, Agar's played a lot of Vigil. That could be an opening for them. And then upward, I see as just really a total toss-up. I mean, LIS beat M&K on... I'm not sure what Agar did. Agar beat Imposters on it, so not, you know, a whole lot of data points to go off of there. I'm uncertain if LIS just feel that they're better on that map than on Asheville, then, you know, all the more power to them. They obviously know more than we do. But I do want to talk a little bit about product specifically, but before that, let's go over the rosters tonight. On the side of LIS, it will be Birdo, my #1 fan, on Scout, Jerry on Soldier, Cham on Pyro, Kira on Demoman, Dotwet on Heavy, Exa on Engineer, Ray on Medic, Mountain on Sniper, and Lucky on Spy.
And on the side of Agar Grove, we got Hero on Scout, Townsy playing Soldier, Dope on Pyro, Humphrey Demoman, Deleted Taters here on Heavy, Lays on Engineer, DZ Creeper holding it down on Medic, Bugged on Sniper, and Galaxy playing Spy.
Yep, so coming into this, I mean, I want to throw it over to the snipers, really. I think that Mountain started... I mean, you kind of have to on product, right? I think Mountain had a rough start last night into Lenny, which doesn't really mean a whole lot, but definitely, again, started looking alive by the end of it. I think towards the end of... It was either Product or Cascade was the only player on their team going positive. So if you're able to put up a strong performance while, you know, getting bulldozed by Fun and going into Lenny, I think Bugged is much less stiff competition. So I'm really going to be looking at Mountain to kind of be setting the tone for LIS here. I think Kira as well was having some really, you know, strong fights when, you know, at least in terms of combo v combo, you know, Lenny's going to put a damper on any demo man trying to walk up, but those, you know, power classes on product, right? Not the highest level analysis, but I really do think those are going to be kind of the two strong points for LIS starting out. And, you know, it will be on Bugged, it will be on Galaxy to really, you know, kind of to counteract that advantage, start getting some picks in and allow, you know, Hero, Townsy, and I've got an eye on Taters too to really start carrying some weight here if they're going to want to pull an upset.
So I guess with chat weighing in as well, I'll ask what your prediction is here for map #1 on product.
I'm going to... I don't want to sell Agar short here, but I just think that the pieces on LIS look better. I think that they just played against Fun last night, which is like, you know, the hyperbolic time chamber of playing product. So I think moving into Agar Grove, they're going to be like, wait a second, we can get away with so much more. There's so much less pressure on us. You know, as long as we can kind of play at the same level we did, we'll be in a good spot. I'm going to say 4-1 LIS.
Interesting. I think that's a great call. I'm gonna even go a little bit further in LIS's favor. I'm gonna go 4-0 because I think Agar are no slouches on this, but I think, yeah, that difference between like being very good and being great on this map is enormous, and then being great versus perfection like we saw yesterday is another huge gap. But in either case, yeah, I'm feeling like a 4-0 for LIS. Yeah, I wanted to say as well.
And here I thought I was going to be not giving Agar enough rounds, but see, we're good to see we're of the same mind as we're coming live.
Yeah, I am feeling like I had a whole thing about like how good of a pick Vigil is as well, but here we go onto the mid fight. We're in the upper bracket, the lower bracket finals. Whoever wins this best of 3 maps enters Grands.
Yep, Humphrey gonna get some good damage on to Kira right off the bat, but Bug winning the SVS. Mountain gonna pick up a Pyro kill, but not nearly as important. Cham, Dogwood going down next. Townsy finds Ray on the bomb. Exa gonna be next. And it is going to be Agar Grove coming up, taking a really, really solid mid-fight right off the bat.
Yeah, that was dominant. Townsy hitting that like perfect timing. You know, a lot of LAS, it's like, it's always distracting when like you have someone behind. It's like, we have one person behind and 3 of us looking behind. They're kind of playing a 1v3 and winning it almost by distracting us that much. But by not looking at all, suddenly, your medic just gets walked out by the soldier. Really well played, and that's a full ad for DZ Creeper here, who's super forward, playing in the enemy spawn and just uses. Yeah, they are not pulling any punches here.
Yep, but thankfully Ray able to escape untouched back into spawn. That will now be a 50% Uber ad. Gonna force the rest of the Agar combo back. They got exactly what they wanted. Agar got time, and LIS managed to get the Uber away from DZ Creeper. So kind of the more passive hold is Mini on China going to go down. A sticky trap on House maybe to watch out for. But gonna be on LIS once Ray comes up on this Uber in a second to see what they do. They're walking up, they want to go fast.
100% only 60 on DZ Creeper, but there's so much of a gap to close halfway through the Uber, and they only get to DZ now. But yeah, great play from behind. Lucky basically closing out that exit way. It's always down to the spy basically for taking an ad like this, and Lucky showing us how it's done.
I'm shocked they got DZ there. That Uber got forced so early as a result of Poundsy jumping in, but DZ still managed to get caught. I need to see if those stickies went over the over main or underneath it. But really, really good by Kira to pick up that med there. I thought DZ would have been out, you know, ages ago. So they're able to keep the ad here. No snowballing to worry about. They move into the whole point. Everyone up. They're set up exactly how they want to be. Not as aggro as we've seen, you know, Fun and Agar hold it, but still, they have the ad. It's all on Agar now to try to, you know, test that defense, find a hole.
Just spreading right across the point here, LAS, and Dotwet kind of the linchpin here, coming out of connector and shoving forward. That means basically no one was coming through connector. Dotwet called that it's clear and they can focus fire on point. So yeah, great attempt basically for a dry push, keeping DZ Cooper alive. Yeah, really well played, but you know, with kind of 7 different players in 7 different spots, there's not really much they can do.
Exactly, yeah, I'm surprised they didn't even manage to lose anyone, just, you know, a roughly full team sack. You think 1 kill would be found, but not even. That said, everyone coming out of clip, but Lucky in spawn finds DZ. It means free Uber now for the side of Ray. Gonna use that, keep as many players alive as possible. They're gonna lose a couple, and Ray actually getting hit pretty low, trying to back off Cliff. Humphrey getting in a very dangerous position. Dotwet going to be stranded out on grass and go down, but getting the kill on DZ there is the big prize. And they're getting the spawns up right about now, so not going to be a whole lot, I don't think Agar's going to be able to do.
That late snipe onto Cham is deceptively pretty bad. Right now, having no one to reflect the spam means Kira's just like taking. Wait, sticky after sticky. Kira's standing on 3. Humphrey very politely does not dead. Now, Exa and Jerry going down for LAS. I mean, they're pretty. Yeah, having a pretty hard fight here. And Galaxy getting a nice late pick means that now Townsend getting to kind of collapse, turn them around. Kira on only 3 HP finally goes down as well. DZ Creeper on 80%, but they're hoping to get this point without him going down. The last salvage is going in for DZ on point. But now Dotwet is kind of close to full HP. Now they take him out. But there's the pick from the snipe on Mountain onto DZ Creeper.
Yeah, and I mean, a while ago in that, Bug was able to find Ray backing out, so that Uber didn't really matter. They wanted to get forward there. I think maybe DZ knew it was coming. They wanted to just get Dotwet off the point, not let that cap go over, but gets a little bit too aggro, and Mountain's going to find DZ's head. So, uncharacteristic number of deaths so far for DZ in this game, but now, you know, time back in favor of LIS. Ray with a decent ad, 20% or so. You know, it's higher stakes right now for Agar to find something.
Working away in is Jerry flying high, going out to the enemy China. County flying into Ray, does 0 damage. And actually a late pick on the deleted taters. This drive was a bit, like, so disjointed. All the players sort of went into the wrong time. Man like Dotwet, the heavy, getting all the way in position before the team so that if someone wants to come forward, he's in position at the right time. There we saw, again, that disjointed push out of Agar, meaning now they're going to just barely come up on Uber once the overtime clock starts ticking on point.
Exactly, yeah. They're, you know, if they want to avoid that overtime, they're going to need a miracle play onto Ray, but going to use out right now. DZ only on 95, kiting back up behind House, will get that Uber in time, but they find Humphrey. Mountain, though, going to go down, meaning that the rest of the team can walk in with this Uber. Uber popped out onto the scout. Sham doing their best to try and deny it, going to eventually go down. So overtime secured, but the point going to go in favor of Agar. Bug now going to get another kill onto Exa. Big jump coming in from Jerry, going to get reflected. Couple of kills picked up onto the combo, but most importantly, DZ stays alive with the numbers dead on LIS. Gaffer going to be able to capitalize.
Yeah, that was sort of like the perfect timing to sell out. Like, all right, we're losing this. It's faster to die and respawn, come in with a full buff rather than walk all the way back to spawn, right? So great work out of LAS. They have a great amount of time to dry, and then hopefully an exchange as well. But they commit Ray working through connector. Actually, the heals are great for LAS right now.
Yep, yeah, really good. They've got good positioning as well. They're just trying to cap this up. Humphrey, Galaxy, Bug, Hero, all going down one at another. No Uber, no problem. They're just going to get back in, headbutt Agar Grove, and score the first round of the LBFs. 1-0 for LIS.
A really sharp play. That was just like a straight DM fight, but I love this cohesion out of LAS to peek the right doors at the right time, like having people come in from connector, coming from cliff, coming from main, coming from hill, like all 4 doorways all at the right time, getting their buffs beforehand. That's a clockwork here on the map.
Yep, Spy's gonna kiss. Spies and Soldiers both kissing above the garbage right there on mid. But Humphrey gonna be getting stabbed out. Probably the biggest frag of the mid so far. Lots of deaths on both sides now, but the point presence is in favor of Agar Grove. Ray forced back out. Not going to be healing anyone either. Finally moves back in on Kira. And with Kira and Dotlet now getting the beam, they're going to be able to stop this cap. Mountain onto Bug, likely going to settle it. Kira finds DZ with the pipes too. Not able to escape in main. Kira has been the DZ seeking missile thus far, and the mid will finally go over to LIS.
God, I've been hit, DZ Creepers hit me with those, like, that 2-pipe kind of shot from when he plays Demo Man. I don't know how he's always got magnets in him when it comes to nailing me in particular. But in this case, Kira really held it down, like spamming point, waiting for those heals, making it so that Agar couldn't cap. Then once Kira had the heals, he went all the way in, grabbed the medic, cleaned up the point afterwards. Really well done.
Mountain, a shot onto Humphrey, and now onto Dope. That is 2 Doms onto the combo from Mountain already in 1 round. Mountain coming in from orbit, get some damage onto Kira. Nothing to follow up though. Mountain again onto Taters, just absolutely shredding the combo of Agar Grove right now. Galaxy not really in any position either, stuck all the way over on Cliff. That's going to be, that's Lay going down?
That's right. Now we have still just a 20% add for Ray. They're now waiting for basically these Ubers to even out. If you were going to exchange Ubers, you want it to be when you have the point. So one option, they could have gone for the add play, but you know, Lucky's just getting in position now. So hey, we burned 40 seconds off the clock holding the Uber, now they come out on point.
Yep, Galaxy caught out, so nothing to get Mountain unless that SVS goes in. Chem gonna pop up the rest of the combo. Maybe you're gonna get them caught in, and yep, Humphrey and Dope will go down. Pouncy deep behind onto China, but no one else to follow up. Taters caught out on concrete, and while lots of players collapsing in behind house, they're gonna find DZ. Not sure if they're gonna pick up anything else. No, I mean Jerry coming in onto Cliff as well, picks up Bug. Galaxy probably smells a frag here. Jerry gets the pack, might just jump out.
Even Townsy mentioned he beefed this one a little bit as he landed on Ray, but didn't quite nail the rockets there. 20 out for Ray, spreading out on the point. They're kind of watching all these doorways. Lucky calling very far in advance that everybody is rolling out on grass. Kira spamming this way in advance. Lucky with a massive deep look in the middle of 7 gets the sniper pick. That's enormous, and now Mountain is going to have free reign over this enemy team. They rotate actually all the way around. Which great timing as Mountain rotates too. Wait, Galaxy gets called out by Mountain and stabs Ray instead. Now Townsy flying behind enemy lines. Bug here going for the snipes anyway, taking the teleporter right back in. So DC Creeper just has to stay alive as they slow push the point.
Yep, the collapse is coming in. Townsy made it behind, gonna force them off of Rock. The rest of the team able to walk up. Beautifully executed, but you gotta take a look at the time. They finally managed to get that point, but they are down more than 2.5 minutes. DZ has full ads, so all it takes is, you know, a series of good defenses, but that is increasingly hard to do the higher up you go. And by Galaxy, oh, Dotwet smelled something over there, almost catches him out, but forces him back to his own side.
Lucky on the top of this rock here, feeling so weird. He's in the middle of the action. Wait, Fuzzy lands on him. Lucky goes down for it. But okay, DC Creeper actually going down to Birdo. In all that chaos, Birdo just like runs forward and gets the damage in. So yeah, great play out of that. Now Ray is basically trying to connect with the team. Chan going down means that there's a kind of a time for a play onto Ray, and there we go. Townsy 1-2 rockets. Ray down to 3 HP and ties to deleted Taters from Concrete. Yeah, always like calling that you're going in and having the team support. This is a huge like difference too, like going up the ranks where like, you know, people are like, oh, who are our sackers on our team? But no, here like the heavy is peaking, the, you know, spy with a revolver is peaking to try and follow up on damage like that across point on the medic. And that's what, here they're showing what you can do when you work together as a group.
Yeah, I mean, DZ dropping there is not a good look, especially to a scout. As the rest of the team now, they get the cap in, they're nearing on overtime. Bug getting them down. Here is Stickies have been finding their marks all night so far. Frags being traded back and forth, but no one going to be able to get on the point, and it's going to be LAS going up 2-0. I mean, a half that DZ Creeper would like to forget, I'm sure.
Yeah, I mean, I think like, so there are times, like a lot of times, you know, the pop it, don't drop it mentality, there's like kind of a cost benefit analysis that has to go on there. Like, really, there was no threat other than Birdo on DZ Creeper, and like DZ Creeper staying alive after a forced Uber isn't really valuable to the team anyway. Like, that's not much better than just dying. So, but if he holds on to it and they get to actually exchange with Ray, that's much more valuable. So it's like dying versus dropping versus forcing are not that different. But yeah, I kind of held out, yeah, for the big one, but goes down for it. And, you know, of course it's like, if only my teammates actually did what they were supposed to do. Maybe someday, but today's not that day. Just kidding, they're doing their best. But yeah, I mean, really well played out of Locked-in Syndrome. They, I think, showed, like, again, in like every one of these tries, all their sack plays, even losing the first mid, winning the round. They are feeling so comfortable on this map after yesterday.
Oh man, Mountain's really feeling herself right now. 4 Pyro, 4 Demo. Only the SVS actually 3-1 in favor of Bug, but Mountain even going even in this 5v Sniper, taking out Galaxy twice, only getting stabbed twice in return. Putting on a ton of pressure though. Kira, you can't, you know, the one sitting at the top of the board, 18-6, massive performance. Just an absolute menace in every fight that he's been in so far. I mean, it's great when you look at the kill spread of someone top scoring, and it's all like the same numbers. 3 Scout, 2 Soldier, 3 Pyro, 2 Demo, 2 Heavy, 1 NG, 2 Med, 3 Sniper out of nowhere. Like, you know, if your Demo's getting 3 Sniper kills, that's a good question where that's coming from. But Kira, you know, an equal opportunity for Agar here, not just beating up on any one class, just finding everyone all the time.
And some silver linings here for Agar Grove. They have Bugged still going positive on Sniper here, 12 and 11. Next is Galaxy on Spy going even at 11 and 11. And we are seeing actually still, I would say, great damage out of Humphrey, where Humphrey going down a lot, but like, you know, again, they had, let's see, not really fewer Ubers, just 1 fewer. And wow, basically 50 heals per minute on Ray. That's a great stat line. But yeah, I think there's a lot basically that you're still working with. Again, like having your Sniper and Spy online and your Demo Man putting up damage. Like those are all sort of the bare minimum pieces of what you need for the team. And again, DZ Creeper only have 2 more deaths than Ray. So yeah, it's not like they're getting shut out here. Like you mentioned, they're like kind of, no one's like a weak link. They're not getting shut out. It's just one of those games where I think LAS is playing the map really well, even though all the players are, yeah, like all the players are doing their job. It's just the LAS engine is firing a little bit hotter here.
I mean, I want to look at Humphrey and Bugged because it's not a lack of performance. It's too many deaths is what it is. You know, if your soldier's going to die 13 times in 2 rounds when you're losing, okay, fine. Your Demo shouldn't be right there with him. And your Sniper shouldn't only be 2 behind. There needs to be better protection onto Bugged. Because, I mean, if you remember, Bugged only had 1 death to Mountain. You know, the SVS is not factoring into... You look, Bugged has 3 deaths to a Demo, which speaks to maybe larger issues. 4 deaths to Lucky, which can be, you know, that can be mitigated. 2 to a Soldier, 1 to a Pyro. Like, you know, at least a handful can be mitigated. If you have your Sniper up more often, that's just going to be so much more pressure. Same with Humphrey getting sniped 4 times early on, not respecting the sightlines, but 3 deaths to a Scout, 2 to a Demo, 2 to a Heavy. So those might be more combo related, but just need to see your important players staying alive, because you'd rather have a Demo and a Sniper who do less damage and get less kills, but also have way less deaths. That pressure is worth more than the damage if you die for it.
Well said. Well, I guess oh, we made a little friend here. on the one of the decals. It's always a surprise to me because I have like decals turned off. So anytime we find something cute on the map, I'm always it's news to me. Speaking of finding something cute, if anyone's interested, we have some merch here at merch.rgl.gg. You can find our fall collection here, typing exclamation merch in the chat. There's a bunch of fun stuff. Oh my god, look at that little teddy bear. Anyway, yeah, there's a lot of great merch. Anyone want to support the league, support the players, support the teams, you can even get merch for some of these teams. Rep it just in time for Grands next week if we're lucky. But for now, we're heading back into the match. Here we go for half number 2 on map number 1.
Yep, LIS up 2-0. Should they repeat their performance, they'll take up a map, and we'll move on to Vigil, them on map point. Or excuse me, on up 1 map. As we move into the third mid right now, Spam's going to be going back and forth. Ray taking a little bit of damage, but Bug getting aggro on the rocks here. Jerry, though, going to get reflect. No great fight. No, but Kira finds DC to open up the mid, continuing to find the medic. Townsy, though, able to finish off Ray. Looks like popped them up, got some fall damage in. Lots of frags back and forth, but at the end of it, it will be Agar Grove coming in more solidly on this mid here. No DZ, no problem. They're able to just clean up everyone else.
Rest in peace. There was a 6 surf at a Ray there too, but it's like one of those surfs where you're in the air with 11 HP, so no matter where you land, basically you're done for. Working our way back to the point here, kind of for both teams. Even Agar Grove didn't get everyone in. Lucky with the early decloak, flying in, getting found pretty early on, but that's going to turn players back while Berto and Kiro work the point. They both get spammed out and they catch a super unlucky pipe. Nice shot out of Humphrey. So yeah, the Locked in Syndrome team is, they just don't have the HP to fight this for now.
For now, but they are actually up numbers, and Taters went down, and that Kira just pumping out the damage. No defensive heavies, a lot of health. You don't have to deal with. Townsy was just forced back, waiting for help as well. So they're able to kind of maintain this positioning. No cap time yet, and it's actually going to force the Uber out. So we're raised. They were a lot quicker building by DZ right there, but Ray able to escape. Now likely about to sit on full ad. Lost the demo right there. See if they're going to wait up for Kira. Looks like they will.
It was funny, I mentioned that the spy being behind enemy lines is the marker there. Galaxy was hiding in main behind Ray, going for that ad play, but then Ray and everyone backed up, just past Galaxy before the ad push even came in. So they were all very far off to safety, but as I say it, Galaxy goes for a nice drop stab onto Mountain there, goes down for it. Now this ad gets popped across point. Kira, Berto working their way into Dope, but Dope still full HP, actually with a little bit of a buff. Now finally getting some damage taken. Bugged and deleted Taters coming up connector here, so they're turning the heads, helping crossfire onto Kira. So a nice shot out of Bugged, able to clean up the demo man. So with actually at 95%, these Creep are building very well here. They're buffing everyone up in connector before pushing forward as a group.
Yeah, Agar looking a lot better, especially with Kira getting snanked right as that point got capped across on a very long spawn. We're now going to come out from DZ. Ray heading for the hills right now, but the leapfrog well in favor of Agar Grove right here. Cap going to go across, no frags required. And Galaxy again onto Mountain. Ray popped up. Humphrey finds the kill right there. Great collapse into Valley. You know, some pressure coming in from the concrete side. Dobby going to pick up Taters, but that's really about it. Galaxy and Bug just now respawning too. So numbers really should be up to hold this right now. Once that sniper gets back in, they're going to be fine and dandy.
70% on DZ, and they have the point and time advantage. So yeah, definitely an uphill battle for Locked in Syndrome. Hearing the headshot ringing off from Mountain, not quite a pick yet. They're trying to work their way across point. Dalek going through connector, but the rest of the team isn't like far enough across point. So right now they're just bleeding players on LAS. The Uber does come up. Humphrey, Hero, and these Creeper working across point. So many down here. Ray is going to survive, but there's only 30 seconds left compared to 230. And wait, they're now shoving through grass. Right now, Jerry's going to get caught out. XIQ are trying to spam their way out to spawn, but now LAS is going to get Uber at the last second, but they're not really anywhere near point.
Yeah, they're going to have to go really quickly here, and it looks like they're going to choose Cliff to just go directly to point. Agar looking a heck of a lot better after whatever happened at halftime. Galaxy, though, coming in, going to get caught out this time. No stab onto Mountain. 6 seconds left as the Uber comes out. Pure hit up low, but Lucky coming in. Finds Humphrey, no demo means this point is as good as half for LIS. But now they're the ones finding themselves 2.5 minutes in the hole. Hater goes down, so it will be a clean cap with only them losing the spy. But it's going to require perfection from here on out if they want to put themselves on map point.
There's this ad from DZ Creeper. I want to see LAS get aggressive here. This is like, I think not the time to play passive unless they feel just really confident in the default hold. I'm not seeing anything inspiring here. They gave up connector. They're not really opening sight lines for the sniper. Yep, the Uber comes in. Sure, you're keeping your medic alive, but they're split on trash. They're through connector. Townsy is spamming out Ray. They're across point. They're on dog bread here. Deleted Taters gets taken out, but did enough damage. Yeah, I think that was not the play out of LAS.
Yeah, when the enemy team has overtime, you can't play behind point. Even if they have ad and it feels scary, you know, if they have point presence in the post fight, you're gonna need a miracle to deny them from at least getting a cap, and that's all they need. So Agar Grove put themselves on the board right here, really turned it around from that first half. Whatever they talked about at halftime must have worked as we come into the fourth mid.
Now, working onto this mid, deleted Taters and Dotwet, both, going mano and mano. Ray getting cleaned up actually pretty late by Townsy, though does catch the earlier respawn wave. So a full wipe at the last second, with Lucky being the last one to go down to Hero. So this is a full wipe in favor of Agar Grove. DZ Creeper a little bit hurt on point, but with an 80% Uber ad.
Yeah, Townsy flew in there right onto Cliff, immediately picked up Mountain, which was echoed, I think, by Jerry, but Townsy just able to stay alive, continue raining down pressure, eventually finds Ray, and now Bug taking Mountain's head off right as they start to walk up. Probably means that this hold is going to be good for another 30-40 seconds at least, with Ray only on 30% Uber. No chance of doing anything. Ray just already back to spawn. They're going to find Galaxy going for a spawn camp. Oh, he's going to make it out, too. Great escape by Skang, as Ray just happy to keep building Uber.
Dope with a wild air blast, reflecting the pipe onto Lucky, of all players, getting the spy. But that was a great force onto DZ. Jerry's bomb actually went so fast and so deep that the rest of the team had to kind of turn around. Basically, by the time that Lucky and one other player, I guess it would have to be Kira, landed on DZ Creeper, he just had to force. So yeah, really well coordinated bomb off Jerry.
Yeah, Mountain, though, this time going to win the SPS onto Bug, means that all this offense is not sustainable. Townsy coming in onto Cliff, going for a rebound, finds one rocket onto Ray, forces the Uber off. I hear a glow stick, but none in the kill feed. DC Creeper picks up Jam, and that Uber's going to buy everyone on LIS some space, but it's not buying them enough frag. Recollapse coming back in right here as the combo on Agar doing their best. Great stickings from Kira, though, picks up two. But now the Uber's up for DZ and the bloodbath continues.
Oh my, Bug getting Ray of all classes. They pick the Super in with no one around. It starts on just like a solo demo. Oh yeah, and Bug going down at the last second to Jerry. That's actually a huge pick. Again, letting the rest of the team kind of file in here. Exa through to the enemy grass. 2 shots on DZ. 3. Oh, brings DZ down to 14 health. Doesn't seal the deal. Galaxy, though, going for the butter knife and actually gets it onto Kira. 2 swipes. And now there's just so many going down on both sides. They're delaying pretty long, actually, on the side of LAS. I'm not sure how advisable this is, giving up that 8 seconds on the clock versus having more of your players a bit sooner. In any case, we are off Ubers here for now, but DZ will build a little bit faster here.
Yep, and I mean, if they go quickly, that is a pushable ad, especially if DZ continues to build right here. Bug walking up Valley, but it will be Hero getting their head taken off. As Lucky trying to come in, but the reflex fight from Jam finds 2. Humphrey and Dope going down. DZ finds himself another frag onto Lucky, but it's over the corpses of his teammates. Townsy gets some revenge onto the Pyro, but that's not the pick that you're really looking for on a sack. And, round 1 defeated right now for LIS, but Agar's got a lot of time to throw more at him.
I wish LIS played a little more forward here. Now the Uber does come in, but they let Agar come all the way up to the point, for free. Yes, they're down players on LIS for now, sure, but we don't want to give them this much space because right now Agar is taking the flank, they're taking high ground, they're taking point control. There's just so much damage coming across the point. They're trading players when they really didn't have to. LAS definitely not showing the poise I saw from them yesterday, I'd say so far. Nice shot from Berto clearing out the connector after the fact. But there's still 3 players alive in pocket. Bug going for a shot after shot, getting Cham pretty late here, and Cham's respawn time is going to be quite long.
Yeah, I mean, really big on Kira to equalize the meds there. It was Ray getting stabbed, but DZ gets piped yet again. That said, just the shorter spawns from Agar are going to end up being the difference here. They managed to recap. half the clock off for LIS, which would normally be a good thing, but when you're already down to less than a minute, you know, every second counts.
And now Kira is shoving across point, again, knowing that he needs to create this pressure, otherwise they come in for free. Nice shot from Mountain. Huge bomb from Poundsy onto the very injured Kira. Again, Kira, like, sort of the only one fighting the good fight there, and getting abated as a result. Anyway, Jerry working across. DZ Creeper on 5 HP. Jerry going down for it. They managed to weather the storm for now. In that, DZ was building a bit better, but I'm sure we'll see like a plain old exchange here. Just a couple seconds, but wait, Ray stopped building. Galaxy, they found Galaxy back behind, but Ray stopped building during that time. DZ has had this entire time and could have capitalized. Even Galaxy giving a Jesus Christ here in chat, getting so sought after for so long. Uber comes out, finally traded right back from Ray. If this had come 5 seconds earlier, that would have been round, I think.
It's one of those things, right, where like you don't know what you don't know, so that they didn't even know they had an ad they could have pushed off, so they weren't positioned to play around it. That said, it's going to be 2 frags on both sides, but Bug spawning up shortly could apply a lot of pressure right now. Still almost a full minute for LIS to hold this. They're going to show a little bit more aggression here, walking up, but not until they retreat back behind Rob, which has had mixed results for them here in the second half. Kira, though, picks up Townsy. No bomb coming in. It's going to be big, and Dot went on flank. Finds Haters, and Kira yet again manages to find the pipes onto DZ. That could be round winning. Jerry coming in picks up Humphrey on the flank right now, with, you know, the med dead, only so much they're going to do. But Kira has just had the magic pipes tonight.
DZ does not have time to get an Uber. That means the quick fix is the right play here. Unfortunately, opting for the slightly less correct play, and by that I mean not at all. But anyway, full ad here for Ray. Townsy flying in, trying to distract. Ray taking the super across on Kira. Not actually having a lot of help. Humphrey now charging forward. Yeah, like picking off one after another here on point. Yep, Hero and Dope actually getting a little cute with it, reflecting some of the projectiles. Bug now the last one up. Whoop! Got lucky. Now LAS holding it down here, bringing the score so far 3-1. First to 4 takes map number 1.
I mean, a reminder that Agar there had 52 seconds left on the clock when LAS capped for the first time. That was an absolutely stolen round, and it comes on the back of Kira consistently finding DZ. If Ray goes down, Kira equalizes. If Ray survives, Kira gives them the advantage, and that's the only reason why they won that, being able to take that Uber at the end there, as they're now on that point on this last mid. Soldiers barely avoid kissing each other over trash this time. Townsy, though, going to be the first one going down. Cham next, but like fully in control right now for LIS. It's going to actually, Ray gets sniped out here, so not going to have Uber, but the presence from the rest of the team is overwhelming. Bug taking out Mountain means that Agar is going to be in prime position to re-push, but initial cap likely going to go over in favor of LIS once someone stands on it. Are they just not capping?
It looks like it. Maybe they... Yeah, I don't know. Probably for them to seal the cap. Actually, yeah, that's a weird one. I'm kind of surprised myself. Ray back up now. The Uber full forward DZ Creeper. Jerry flying in now. Oh, wait a second. Massive damage. Wow, that was one hell of a bomb. Some spam from the rest of the team. DZ using across the point here. But LAS with actually, wow, losing Kira pretty early on here. I was going to say the spawns matter, but they actually don't yet. We are still at mid. Humphrey working across point. Cham going down here as well. Now, Berto somehow melting deleted taters here. Humphrey sort of the only one left on point. And actually does get the cap. This is deceptively very strong because now it's going to take a lot of time for LAS to like let the dust settle and get more players back on point, and they don't want to lose their med. So amazing. Look at this time on the clock from Humphrey. It's still not capped. They're not even close.
Yeah, I mean, crazy that was just the first mid there. Really got to give a shout out to Lucky, able to just gun down easy on the back of that. Once again, keeping this Uber ad in favor of LIS. They're coming in. Lucky again finds DZ. It is a meat grinder. Absolute nukage into main right there. Lucky's going to go down, but you'll trade a spy for 5, including the Med Galaxy, unable to get anything on the back end. And Exa, on level 3s, we saw this have a bigger than expected impact into Team Fun last night when he pulled up the level 3s. And only a level 1 right now, carrying it all the way back to main. Maybe had some dreams of a forward hold. But gonna have to see if Agar knows and if they're prepared for it, though. Bug taking out Birdo is always a good start.
I love how they went for the forward hold, then saw that, who was it, deleted data took the teleporter, and they said nope. back way up. Jerry with a massive bomb around, gets caught out real early. Townsy also moving faster than I've ever seen. Ray though going down and missed it. That was a quick play, yeah, getting the medic. Now they're still bleeding so many on Agar Grove. Dotwet cleaning house here on a 4K on the flank, pushing through that connector. So now 70% on 70% on DC Creeper, now 80. Ray saying, I phased through you and phased back.
Yeah.
Oh, I think that was like a Galaxy.
The Galaxy opened that up with a kill onto Ray, really just hit him with the razzle dazzle. You know, Source engine movement mechanics at its finest. But Bug, once again, finding an opening kill. Lucky coming in. I think that may have even forced the Uber. Not sure if they were using it on their own. Galaxy finds Hero right here. But with that Uber popped out and right back to spawn, all of these kills are just gravy for everyone on Agar Grove. They will cap this point back up just down under a minute as LIS find themselves halfway to the map.
LAX is like this weird time when like you're on 60. It's like we don't have enough time to drive, but waiting for Uber's lame. So yeah, they're gonna play up their sniper. Now they're on 80, but like Ray is kind of hurt. Like they can't go in, but they can't leave. Lucky on 10 HP or 3 HP. Sorry, 2.
They're so aggro with disad. I love this though. Like because they're so forward, they're able to get Chan. They find Dotwet, and that may buy them enough time for DZ to get. Even though the Uber, no, they're going to use it anyway, but DZ on 93. DZ, the Lucky finds DZ, making a hat trick for med picks for Lucky. Fantastic positioning right there. The rest of the team going to collapse in short order. Cap time starting to come through. It is only Mugged and Lay up. Lay as well, not going to be long for the world as they start the cap.
Only 2 up here. Galaxy trying to make his way through. Decloaks real early onto Mountain, gets the stab. That's no, what is it called? The Spycicle there. No Spycicle here, just getting set on fire and still getting the pick. So no sniper means that there's a lot of room for Bug to peek all around. And bam, first one onto Exa, who's back onto Minis. Now working their way uphill because, yeah, again, you don't have to fear. They are losing out connector. Really well played out of Dotwet and Jerry.
Yeah, Lucky though now, again, finding a Dom onto Bug. DC got hit up low and was forced back. So no heals on a lot of the players who have been trying to be forward. Dotwet absolutely running rampant over concrete right now, going for the peak onto grass. Almost picks up Galaxy, forces him back to spawn. And Tater's gonna fighting off Dotwet, gets sniped through main. The long-range alley-oop from Mountain right there. Puts LIS in a great spot. Ray sitting comfy on this Uber. DZ will have shortly exchange just coming up.
Even Ubers, only 30 seconds left on the clock here, so by the time the Ubers fade, the point starts getting capped. We're looking close to overtime, but wait, Ray getting blasted in. Kind of inefficient here. Looking for someone to flash, but no, it's just kind of Kira trying to spread out this damage. Both spies going down is the only casualties in this Uber. Proto coming into the last second, Townsy flying across, Jerry flying across. Everybody's everywhere all at once. Jerry now landing on the combo, gets a really nice pick on the 5K actually onto Bugged as the last one. Dope with finally the reflect kill. Now get Exa flying forward onto DZ Creeper and Galaxy. But yeah, that'll be round number 4, giving map number 1 to Locked In Syndrome. Yep,
4-1. Another easy prediction for Dodora's Highlander right there. With that 4-1. No, I mean, it goes to show, we mentioned it at the end of last round, right? Or maybe the first round. You know, if you have point presence in a post fight, you will almost definitely end up winning that unless, you know, a ton of frags go over in the other way. And that's exactly what LIS did. They were able to just get forward and, what was I going to say? Just get forward and control the pressure, get back in and, you know, secure the cap.
Chat's full of a bunch of liars. I'm here trying to find the Galaxy clips here from the previous, from this half that we just saw. Everyone in chat going how clipped it is, but nope, not quite. Yeah, a lot of Galaxy fans here. We're all cheering for Galaxy to pull the team back together, get them on his level, and take map number 2. So yeah, I think we saw again a very solid showing out of LAS. They kind of lacked that sort of yeah, we lost that sort of like bloodlust. I think that you really need to win that harder if you're LAS. They again played a little bit slow, a little bit polite, but still very, very solidly poised. However, I'm very excited to take it into map number 2, but actually maybe I'll take a look at the stats first. Twist my arm, why don't you?
Yeah, I mean, The stat line really jumping out to me here actually is Lay on Engineer going 16, 14, and 4. The 7.5 KDA with almost half the deaths of their med is definitely something to see. Also with Hero as well, tying DZ in deaths, but just big performances out of an equal number of players. I mean, the kills were really even here. So it's hard to really look and see anyone, was kind of the sole reason. Exa having a game as well, really great game from both NGs. Dotwet having only 9 deaths on Heavy for a game that long and bloody is actually really surprising. Just when you consider that some of those deaths were like, Dotwet getting stranded on the enemy team's grass after a forward hold, right? So outside of situations like that, almost never dying compared to Taters, who is actually second top deathing their team only behind Galaxy. So once again, kind of seeing that, if you look at the combo deaths, right? 16 for Humphrey and Taters compared to 11 and 9 for Kira and Dotwet. When a lot of the other frags are kind of even, yeah, Humphrey has more damage, but he's got significantly more deaths, and it feels like those deaths are the things that are mattering more than the damage.
Yeah, I'm yeah, like really amazed. Like I can't give Kira enough accolades here. I mean, you mentioned him as well, but like going like again 21 and 11 here in a match again where like both medics had the same number of deaths. How did DZ Creeper get kills on medic every single call? I swear to God, I've never seen a stat line with him going 0 and something. But anyway, Kira, like, for Demo Man, like the way the class is designed, or maybe designed is a generous, but the way it works in Highlander is that the Demo Man is doing a whole bunch of damage and then the rest of the team cleans up, right? Like, your scout cleans up the close range damage, your flank players collapse after you bring them all down to half HP, or soldier bombs or something, right? But what we saw out of Kira, like you said, is like laying out that spam, going for the denial of the air, like area denial, going for like territory control, that's the term I was looking for, going for those sacks and like ending up forcing DZ Creeper and going down for it. Finally, what was it? Oh, you getting these like full frags, like, from like, double or triple piping somebody and like not just doing the damage, but sealing the deal. Even in this last half, Kira had the most med picks with 4 med picks on Demo Man of all classes. So yeah, I'm super impressed with how Kira's playing here.
Yeah, Kira, I'm surprised that the stats are not as much of a gap as I thought there would be, just because it felt like Kira was there at all the critical moments. And I mean, both meds had 7 deaths, but you look at Ray, right? 2 soldier, 2 sniper, 2 spy, 1 demo. Okay, you're dying with the team. DZ had 7 deaths, 4 to demo, 3 to spy. That's it. No one else is fighting DZ. You can argue that that's the Lucky may have been preventable, but all of the deaths of Kira, I think, really are. Those were all, I think, of the variety of just like relatively blind, sticky, and pipe spamming that just happened to connect, which you'd like to see a little bit better from DZ, but Kira's just, the amount of damage Kira's been landing, they are absolutely feeling it tonight, and sometimes that's all you really need. But yeah, anything else you're seeing here, Rogue, you want to call out before we start talking Vigil?
No, I think like just from the stats as well, like, we always kind of look like, is there sort of like a serious issue here? And I guess like you mentioned, the DZ Creeper positioning is a little bit, like could be improved, but we kind of look like, is there some, like Sir Game Losington making appearance on the server? Not quite. Here, everyone's kind of pulling their weight, doing the thing they're supposed to do, which means it does come down to that teamwork and team cohesion, which is what makes playoffs the most fun part of the season for me. Like these teams work out how they work together, rather than who's good on the team and who's not. So, yeah, both of these teams have what it takes. And yeah, to transition over to Vigil here, I do think it's a really, really solid choice out of Agar Grove to go for this map. Like, if LAS hasn't practiced all season, basically since week number 1, I mean, maybe they played like in preparation for this match tonight, but even then, like, they only had really pre-game to practice this map, and that was it. Because they just played last night on a different map. So I'm going to give a lot of credit to Agar Grove for kind of going for the throat here on this map. They've played this so much, and like, at least this is the way it works for me. And second can be so hard to push. I mean, so many points on this map could be so hard to push. I feel like the way that you learn Vigil the best is to just like bash your head against that wall. to say like, I don't know, I'm gonna play like for, you know, hours or weeks or however many scrims I can get on this map, try and go pushing second and, you know, upwards, backwards, sidewards, all the way around. Like, you know, we're gonna split push or repush or go main, go hill, go tunnel, go whatever. Yeah. So anyway, I'm hoping that Agar Grove put in a lot of that homework and gets to show us how well it's worked for them to learn so much over the course of the season. But LAS is no slouch, I'm guessing.
Yeah, and one thing now that I'm thinking about it too to really consider is that yes, LAS hasn't played this in a match setting since the beginning of the season, but almost every other team in Invite has. So who do you think LAS is going to be scrimming in this time, right? So with Agar having played this map against both MNK and Imposters now, they likely got, you know, you're likely going to see at least a half or two against them every time if they're scrimming LAS in this time. So LAS not going to be completely rusty. I mean, it's different when you're, you know, when you're playing a map that another team is playing their match on in a scrim, right? You're probably not as dialed in as if it was your own. That's just kind of the, you know, sad truth of playoff scrims when you have VO3s going on. But they're not going to be completely in the dark. But as you said, Agar really kind of getting those battle-tested, you know, results on it. So you'd like to think they have the ad here. Can I get a friend out of you, Rogue, as the gates are opening?
I'm gonna stick to my guns here. I'm gonna say Agar 2-1 on this one.
All right, I'm gonna keep with the one score. I'm gonna go 2-1 for LIS. As Roberto almost actually bumped Galaxy going back on for this first decloak. Will safely make it back though, as Uber's exchanged already, coming in right over tracks. Cham gonna get sent further back into the Wolves, not gonna make it out of this one, but Humphrey will be betrayed, arguably with the bigger pick there. Dope going down as well. Lucky in the back, not gonna find anything. Roberto picks up a cleaver onto Hero, and Ray getting into the medic fragging action, arrow onto Galaxy. So, you know, the forward hold coming in here, they're really fighting to maintain it. And with Bug not really getting, I was going to say not getting any angle, but finds Mountain. So let's see how that impacts the hold.
Wow, oh my god, Cham just saved Ray. That's insane. The like roller on the ground, by reflecting it and changing the team color, Ray survives. Anyway, I was super impressed by Ray in this Uber. They said, okay, first of all, we're using as soon as DZ uses, we're not thinking about it. That means you save your players before they end up taking damage or going down unceremoniously. Second, you finish your Uber at the same time so you don't have this hat. Third, Ray finished on tracks, actually, of all places. So, in that case, Ray basically had, like, a lot of cart fighting opportunities there and not getting caught out on flank after the fact. So, yeah, Ray playing fantastic here. The Uber does come out from DZ Creeper again, and actually, Ray opting to take this on cart. Wait, Jerry flying in from behind after this Uber. Not going to find too much. They're trying to just shove them off cart, but with these long sniper sight lines, the fast offense respawns. Actually, wait, X's level 3 is still up. Bugged is up just now, so they managed to hold on a little longer.
Yeah, you say not the Uber's not going to find a lot, but Mountain will, picking up 3 there, all of them onto relatively important classes too. The gun's still alive with all this pressure tracks. The gun's just been staying alive, and I think that might be the secret of it. You know, they know they can just sit tracks and just, you know, take EM fights with the rest of Agar Grove because that gun is up. There's no risk of a flank, and Mountain now finding Humphrey, going to take a lot of punch out of this push. Lucky finding DZ right by spawn. That is a great kill to pick up right there. Ray on 75 means that this first hold is going to go even longer. Normally, I'm not a fan of this hold, but with the deftness that LIS is playing with it, they are really showing that they are not rusty on this map at all, and it may have been a, you know, a season-ending error for Agar to pick this.
This is that bloodlust, right? Like LAS, like we're fighting hard and fast. They even take an ad over in without thinking about it. Here saying we're cleaning up cart cubes. Flies forward, cleans up cart. Now this cart's rolling further and further back. Deleted Taters and Townsy actually working together to help take out that sentry gun, working on the flank. Jerry bringing in the banner to make sure no one goes down, gets too caught out. DZ Creeper sure has ad, but it's been multiple minutes here just on first.
I mean, ultimately, yeah, you're looking at 3 minutes on first so far, I believe, if not 3.5. But DZ, though, didn't die in that, and while it's not as big of an ad as you'd like to see, it is still at least 20, nearing 25. So should, you know, this Uber build, they'll be able to push it out. But then you're going to be less than a minute on the clock, really, by the time that happens, and you get the cap in. So, you know, mission accomplished for LIS here. They don't have no reason to overstay. Ray gets piped once backing out, but they will just call it. They're actually going to, DZ's going to be forced to use the super anyway. They're going to pull the gun. Phenomenal back out. Chase coming in from Humphrey. Finds 3. The nuke out of Humphrey finds the demo med and engineer in what looked like it may have been wraps already. Humphrey alone stands against it, salvages right there. The gun's level 1, but there's no one to defend it. Bug's already up on hill, finding Murdo. This could be a roll for second.
Had to do it to him. They're actually, whoa, this is, I think, a big misplay out of LAS. We're supposed to repeat tracks here, because right now they're not fighting Cart, they're letting Cart go up, and they're bleeding players, because they're closer to the offense. This, wow, nice shots out of Mountain, now on an 8 kill streak, goddamn. But, oh, and Hero flies forward, finds Ray through the chaos, and gets the pick. Galaxy making sure the card does not get reset. Hero versus Birdo, Birdo down to actually 1 HP. Taunting it goes down! Why would you taunt? Okay, with the long respawn timer for Birdo, having too much fun here. Dope, getting them cleared off the cart. That went down onto 20 HP. Gets a sandwich in time.
On a 10 streak, might continue to be holding it right there. I mean, the cart gets tapped, still 20 seconds, but it's gonna be Lay this time getting in on the med fragging action. I don't even know where that went down, but it's gonna be another death on to Ray. Been quite a couple right now. DZ coming up on this Uber. They've been able to kind of Alamo this second hold so far, but I can't imagine much longer. Galaxy on cart, gonna take out Dot with Bug and out of 10K, and that will be second coming through. I mean, 5 minutes through second. Lucky finds DZ on the back line. That is so big, especially with Ray being alive. No one to heal though, so not gonna be as big of an ad. DZ dropping is realize probably going to be about the same as a Force in that situation, so, you know, not the worst drop, all things considered, but just crazy script so far. The time being average doesn't really tell you how that happened, though.
Very true. And right now we're, like, kind of losing your engineer. That late means you only have a level 1. Nice find out a Cham on the Galaxy, so no spy for the offense. Lucky only now getting into position behind enemy lines onto Bug here, who's quite hurt, ends up getting found. Wait, Birdo's above DC Creeper. Should be calling the bomb from Jerry. Jerry actually gets hyped at a nice shot from Humphrey. But okay, the offense here is kind of like playing the field in a smart way. Dot Wet now backing all the way up, making sure to stay alive. Yeah, we definitely leveled out here, but the Bug shot onto Mountain is going to do wonders here.
You gotta be careful now that Bug doesn't swing a wide angle. Doesn't even need to find Cham. Everyone's just bunched up on cars. The Uber comes up and they're getting knocked off. It makes it up the hill. DZ gets and pops here. Way better Uber. Ray forced to run for their lives back into spawn. Will make it in before that shutter closes, but a good third push as well coming out from Agar Grove, and it's gonna be Jerry trying to stay alive to whatever banner turn he's enough to take out. No snowballing, as it will be Dope getting headshot, but you know, it's been a bizarre half, but it's a pretty, you know, serviceable time right now. Should a quick last push come in? Galaxy in position, going for the decloak. Will get caught out.
Let's see, about 60-ish% on both sides for the Ubers. Mountain getting a nice shot across the way onto Humphrey, and actually Agar Grove is working their way up flank here, trying to get some pressure early on, but losing the demo like that burst damage, the like suppressing fire you're looking for. Both going down to Kira. So yeah, Kira now again finding those high value picks. DC Creeper and Ray both coming up on Uber, but DC is like, yeah, having to go back and meet with your demo. They get shoved off flank. It's gonna be a while before they use.
Yeah, they just need to find themselves. They're just going to go right into Red Room. They use right away. It's going to be Galaxy getting caught out in the start. No sap on the gun means that this is not a good spot for Agar Grove. They still maintain control of Red Room. Townsy going to be the frag, and Lucky's going to get caught out. But Humphrey headshot. Tater's going down to Sicky, so the combo goes down there. You know, nothing really to be found on the Uber. Slight ad for DZ because of what they use, so that's something to watch. If they're aware of that and build it, it could actually give them a sizable ad to work off of right now.
Yeah, when I called that it's going to be a while for them to use Uber, I'm not wrong. I'm a genius and said the team is wrong. They that's why Red Room Ubers are so tough. Like, yes, it's the fastest one, but it helps the enemy focus fire the cart, and the rest of your team cannot peek from anywhere else. So yeah, you're always looking to kind of overwhelm flank, which they're doing right here. And DJ Creeper actually building really well, and Ray going down to Humphrey. Just the random spam. Even Galaxy getting the sap on the gun. They just got the gun, the medic, all this off a drive push. Jerry now using the banner, but DZ came up on time.
Lucky finds 2 on cart, and it's going to be Dawa pushing forward into Red Room, clearing the cart. So even with Ray going down to DZ using that Uber, everyone died on the backside. Dotwet just so far in as well, going to find the kill onto DZ, and just phenomenal play around that mistake. Lucky really has to be, might have just saved the half.
Incredible play, those those like last moment picks. It's funny how LAS opted to not play the cart at all for the past like 4 minutes of points 2 and 3, and then suddenly against all odds they say, what if we stop them from capturing the objective? Really well played there. Now there's 20 out on Ray. Actually a lot of sticks coming through main. Yeah, there we go, nice shot from Mountain onto Bug, so the defense gets to kind of spread their wings a little bit here. I want to see them get a little pressure. Deleted Taters working up flank here. If you're Jerry Berto, you want to just kind of walk at them here, and here they come.
Yep, Galaxy going for the cross right now. Really hasn't been able to find anything thus far. Spy on Last can be infuriating if you're just not getting the proper distraction. Ray coming up on Uber, going for an aggro decloak, but caught out by Champ. Not going to find anything right there. Easy just now coming up on Uber. Level 3 on the flank from Lei. Looks like they're going to go through red again.
Uber's getting, again, just sort of like I always feel like it's like a pool noodle Uber, where it's like 2 pyro solos. They're both just air blasting each other, doing no damage, getting no ground, just like having a little go of it there. So, yeah, a complete reset as if nothing ever happened. I'm telling you, the red removers are not good unless you have ad or some other material advantage. I mentioned before that, yeah, that's why, like, you have to, like, practice this and then push Red Room, like, 4 times and realize, what an awful push. Let's try something else. Also, every time Agar goes flank, it's working. Like, I always took their Ubers there, too.
Yeah, I mean, they got a med pick off and they got other kills. It's not the flank player's fault that Lucky managed to just chain stab people on cart. But, I'm hearing a banner popped out. Easy on 75, slight ad right now. But they're in so deep without Uber, and it's going to be the perfect collab. 5 for 1 right now, as Dotwet finds himself on a 5k as well. Easy going down. Beginning to think this might be it for this half, Rogue.
Yeah, that's I agree with chat. That's a head scratcher. To be honest, a pause, which means either during the setup time for the next one we had an issue, or this round is still going. Let's see on the round timer we have about just over 3 minutes left. So hypothetically, Agar could have been banging their heads against this wall for 1.5 minutes because anyone just joining us, we are on a 90-second delay. Like, what we're seeing now is happening 90 seconds in the future, but it looks like it is a tech pause for LAS where Ray is away from their keyboard. Hopefully it's not too meaningful in terms of the Ubers here.
Yeah, but I mean, if they're, tech pausing, if that was in setup, you would think they'd probably just give Ray a sec to come back. So we could be looking at this still going in a potential, last hold right now. It really just, I mean, if you think about all of the progress that Agar has made so far, LIS willingly backed out of first. They could have continued to fight for it, but they said, okay, let's back out, get a better second hold, which unfortunately for them went down the drain when Humphrey called in an airstrike, and ruined any chances of second. But that was just one miracle play that let them get second and snowball into third. And now they're really failing to push last so far. So there's really has not been unfortunately that many good things right now for Agar Grove. They've got the one miracle bomb, and everything else really has been space given up by LIS. Even when Ray goes down, they're unable to convert on that last push. So Vigil, I said it before, it may have been looking like a season-ending mistake, and it still kind of is.
Yeah, that's really well put. Yeah, there's a big difference between, like, your opponent being better than you and that's why they won, or versus you playing worse than your opponent and that's why they won, right? So I guess the way you put it really well is that, like, LAS made these major mistakes which, like, gave objectives to Agar Grove, but, like, when LAS just doesn't make mistakes, Agar is trying to squeeze water from stone here, right? Like, they're just like trying to pull the rabbit out of the hat.
And the crazy thing is they did with the Humphrey bomb.
Yeah,
that is literally squeezing water out of a stone, but you got to have more in the playbook from that, because that's going to happen once a week, if not once a season.
I don't know if you caught the quick glimpse from Dolphin here, the long range sniper battle from Mountain versus Bugged. Who's your money on? They're both staring at each other's torsos here.
Ooh,
I mean, freaking both dots are on both snipers.
Let me see. The dot is closer to the head for Mountain, but Bugged is also solidly in the center of the stomach. Is Mountain buffed? Mountain's at 150 exactly,
Ah.
but Bugged is getting buffed. I think this is going to Bugged.
Yeah, so... Oh! The dust settles. Actually, we had the hit from Mountain onto Bugged, but that buff made all the difference. You nailed it. We're live. We're back in the game. 100% for Raid. DC Creeper on 40. So they'll have to work their way in some way, somehow.
Yep, and I mean, the time is just ticking away. 3 minutes left on the clock. Galaxy and Tater's going to go down. I mean, offensive spy on Vigil against the team that has your number feels like you are the stone and the enemy team is trying to squeeze water out of you with all the pressure they're putting on it. As we have another pause?
Yeah, we'll see on this one. Hopefully, yeah, I guess we'll see whether it was Ray or someone else. Imagine a world where, like, someone else went to the bathroom during the pause, and then we unpause before our whole team's back, and then it's like, wait a second, how come they haven't said anything for the past 15 seconds? Any more duels? No. Okay, we're live. Hopefully we'll find out in a second, but we'll see.
Just telecams Taters. Oh, the disrespect. Mountain finding Galaxy, walking right back in. That is brutal. He's not been able to have any fun on this last point whatsoever. As LIS is happy to just sit, you know, the Uber comes in far in from flight. Humphrey and Hero getting in on this, but the Wrangler doing so much. Cham gonna get that Uber jump over, and before going and causing some havoc, that's easy. Caught in the corner. It will be enough for him to burn out. Cham laying it all down for a greater purpose. Hero going to escape with his life, but Birdo goes on a 7 streak before being taken down. So just more time off the clock.
So, any invite teams watching, please hire me as your coach. I still got it. So, a reason why you want to take those Ubers from Agar, like, you want to start them on flank, is you can choose which way to go. You can go left towards our spawn, forward towards, like, you know, the main platform, or right towards the cart. DZ and Co took the Uber all the way along, like, the far side towards the enemy spawn, which means they had to also back all the way up. Like, they kind of tied their hands and said, we don't have anywhere to go but here, and then we also have to try and get out alive. So they basically didn't have enough time to leave. Like, it wasn't a bad Uber, but just a bad follow-through. Versus if you start the Uber on, like, you know, just the flank itself and give yourself all 3 doors, you can pick the best option. So, again, it was, like, almost a good play, but then they kind of went almost too far with it this time. And, whoa, Galaxy finding a really quick pick, and then getting taken out for it. But, yeah, I don't know. It feels like Agar had almost the right idea and then went too far with it.
Yeah, that said though, Galaxy finally got to cash in on something, picking up Mountain, but Hero finds Humphrey, so no demo to lead this charge. Birdo running all the way in, picks up DZ on the lower cliff. 80% is not 100, and it's just going to be another med death. Just unfortunate timing right there for DZ to die that close. Lucky sitting, you know, completely undetected. Nope, going to be forced to jump down, giving perfect comms right there as the rest of the team moving over. DZ is at risk of not getting Uber unless they're able to get some kind of overtime, and Taters pushing up Red Room alone gets taken out. Feels like any sort of kind of synergy is lost right now. Agar Grove playing like 9 individuals rather than one team. This gun has not gone down, I don't think, in the past 5 minutes.
And by the way, we have 9 seconds of the round timer, or 5 seconds, there we go. So now getting on cart means if we're off cart for basically 5 seconds, the round will be over and we'll be playing to third for this round number 1. DC Creeper and the rest of the crew playing for the flank, which is the right play, but basically Dawai holding it down on cart, the rest of that crew, Kira on a massive kill streak. Yeah, so here we go. Basically only 3 points captured. Anyone new to the stopwatch here is like, you either have to get you know, the same number of points faster, like if I push first and last in 10 minutes, you have to beat 10 minutes, or you have to get more points at all. So even if LAS takes more than 6 minutes to get third, if they get last at all, they win this round.
Oh, these stats are brutal. You know what? We'll look on the bright side. Bug going 15 and 8 there is legitimately impressive.
Oh,
As
I
an
agree. What is that
offensive
line?
sniper, being able to go positive, have that few deaths, while your team is getting stonewalled out of both first and last, is a legitimately fantastic showing. Lei also went positive. I mean, I think level 3 on flank is going to do a lot there. Hero going 7-7. If I haven't mentioned your name, well, better look next time.
Yeah, amazing work out of yeah, that's Bugged. Actually, I just looked at the combined log. So Bugged second fragged in the first map where they lost 1-4. So yeah, Bugged is like the saving grace here for the team. But that's sort of the problem, right? Like, even if your team gets the picks, if you can't capitalize, that's you know, just a what do you call it? A chemistry diff and like the team cohesion. Versus the side of Kira really rallying the team behind his calls, doing a phenomenal job while fragging, like fragging while doing it. So let's see, a fast Uber coming out of Kira and Ray. Again, right away, getting blasted off it a little bit. This time, DZ doing the opposite, like milking this whole time. Cham now forces DZ, and it's like, yes, okay, you have a better Uber, quote-unquote, but you lost Townsy, you lost Taters. Lucky's behind enemy lines. Now you have Disad on Ray by 20%, who's actually not building, so, okay, no Disad anymore. But there's so much space from Locked In Syndrome. Please, anyone who's like new to Highlander, watch this back and see how effective it was for defense to Uber on first.
Oh my god, it's huge from Kira. Gets the entire team cut off in Jenkins. DZ trying to escape, gets caught up by Birdo and Jerry, both flying in to take the med out. The first back out goes terribly wrong as DZ gets taken out, as does most of the team. The cap coming through in short order, and the spawn's just now coming up. Like, just building the level 1 up, and it's looking like a big ad for...
Yeah, 65% on rate, so not going to have yet, but basically will have as soon as that cart comes up. So first, you're healing the cart pushers in the tunnel, so anyone who wants to peek out those flanks. You're also making sure that the cart does get pushed up. And now, this is when we would usually see the teams rotating upper, and here we go. Nailed it. Kira now working up this hill, Bugged going for the first shot. Probably, honestly, hard scoping this hill is what Bug needs to do to prevent this offense from running away with it. But here they come. The gun's only level 1 out of Lei. Kira getting the gun early. Agar needs to play tracks here. Again, hill is the wrong call. You should not be peeking shutter. Everyone needs to rotate tracks together. Now on 98% Uber, they actually managed to clean up a little bit. LAS, for some reason, didn't play the cart that was free. And LAS just a little bit allergic to the payload here. That C9 syndrome here got contagious.
Yeah, and I mean, the banner coming out from Townsy is going to be enough for them to able to hold it. I mean, I know that Dotwood had been on cart, but with no support, got taken down, and Birdo going to be going down shortly thereafter. They're trying to walk up right now, ad for DC, but Hero taken out immediately. No demo means really no area denial. They're going to keep up the cart pressure. They got it up a little bit further. It's pretty close to the cap right now. And with Ray not having Uber, you know, that's really as productive as you can reasonably hope to be without fighting an insane sack. Lucky is behind, trying to get in position, but the crust is quite well baked, we'll say.
Yeah, we actually so far burned half the time off the clock, so like this is definitely not bad out of
the Uber out of
here.
tunnel drops Cham and Kira, though. Ray with the team on the wrong target. They're going to use Uber right now onto nothing. Mountain getting sniped out as well, and Ray just put something in chat. Might have hit open chat instead of moving. I'm not sure, but it's going to be more time off. Remember, this is not half of the full time. This is half of the time that Agar needs to hold through third. Even if they are able to hold for the current time, should LIS cap within the regular time of last, it will not matter. But the collapse coming in on hill finds DZ and Tater. They're going to lose a lot for it, but DZ dropping on hill means that Ray, sitting comfy in spawn, will now be looking at likely a 70% Uber ad.
Oh, Berta really has DZ's number here as well. Like, I feel like those drops where it's like, oh, that kind of salvage play. Wait a second, Ray going down to Galaxy, finding the spawn play here on the rollout. Yeah, it's Skang's world, and we're all just living in it. Here, taking this dry push over hill. Here on Berto on cart. Only Dope contesting the cart. Finally, now the rest of the crew on hill. But wait a second, Cham flying forward.
The WM1 is so big! Cannot be defeated at any level of skill. Poundsy going in for the jump to try to clear people off, but the mini's enough to take him down. And now it's Med Sniper against Glowstick. And Gun, it's going to be enough to take out Ray. Ray true Texan with the Alamo right there to find a medic pick as the second hold runs out. Absolute bedlam on the second point. And now a minute and a half that Agar is going to need to hold third at a minimum before holding last for the rest of the stopwatch.
And I was going to say, like, I feel like, honestly, even Lei getting that pick, but having no gun yet still on third, I don't know if it's worth it. Right now, the team is dry pushing. He's doing it. It's a free bomb with the Diesel Creeper. Dope is getting destroyed. Champ with the WM1 again. This is all because Lei did not have the sentry gun here in time. So, like, even getting the pick on the med was incorrect. You want to just let Ray live there, back up, and get your gun up on second. Otherwise, this catastrophe is imminent. Dotwet doing enormous damage here from the flank. Trades for bugged. So no sniper means right now Birdo, Kira, Mountain, everyone working this card up. It's going to be very difficult for the defense to peak. Honestly, I think the gun needs to be farther forward and watch tracks, because if they lose in the next 40 seconds, they lose the round.
Finding the pick onto DZ, and it's just going to be dominoes one after another. No last push, no problem. It's going to be third coming in for LAS, and they find themselves on match point right here.
Yeah, that's right. So in this best of 3 on this map, so anyone just joining us, Locked In Syndrome won map number 1 here in the lower bracket finals. They won round number 1 and map number 2. So that means if LAS gets either of the next 2 rounds, they'll be in grands next week against Team Fun. Agar Grove has to pull the reverse sweep and win both rounds here on map number 2, and then win out on map number 3 if they want to make it to grands next week.
Yeah, and I mean, one of the more interesting halves of Vigil I think we've seen in terms of novelty, things we haven't seen before, as that was very action-packed. But I mean, throughout all of it, right, it's been very favored by LIS. You know, you had a full last push, that's exactly what you'd see. And I mean, the defense out of Agar looked good until it didn't. We can look at logs, but I don't think a whole lot's going to change since that defense, if I'm being honest.
Yeah, I mean, that is like, you know, basically sort of the objective play here. Like, yeah, like it was so tough for Agar to hold off at this point, let alone hold off all points for the rest of the game. And so for LAS, like, it really feels so, what do you call it, like, direct return on investment here. Like, every time LAS actually plays the objective, it goes really well, and then those times that they ignore it, it goes really poorly. Like, you saw that, like, they had Uber exchanges on second, didn't work, then they dried but had a ton of car pressure, bam, got the objective, no problem. So yeah, I hope LAS is learning from these experiences.
Oh no, don't look at chat, Rogue, don't look at chat.
I guess I'm not even sure which one it is.
We may have had an informal agreement to a vaccinator pact. We'll see if they hold to it with the season on the line. But honestly, I think if both teams could go vax with how many deaths DZ's had, that the increased self-peel for him probably means he pulls out ahead on that.
That's true. Yeah, Diesel Creeper with, again, another 2 kills. Oh, wait, sorry, I'm looking at the wrong log. There we go. Actually, this time Ray with 3 kills. Jeez, they're really trading this damage back and forth. Again, bugged. Like, what a good stat line going. Yeah, getting some really nice picks here. Wait, let me make sure I'm looking at the most recent. Oh yeah, of course, this is the only Vigil one. Yeah, like Bugs playing super well, going 20 and 11, top fragging for the team by so far.
Yeah, to borrow a term from a friend, kind of a forced to watch a car crash from Spectator Pub. Bugged is right now, since can't really find much fault with. Oh no, oh no! I see the vax. I see the vaxes. I see one. They're both on it. Oh boy. Oh boy. I gotta download some updated commentary right here. I'm not sure how this is gonna play out. Not sure I've ever seen a full vax here. Yeah, I mean 30 seconds, right? Okay, Ray's switched off. Let's see if I know DZ's, yeah, Ray's switched off. DZ is running back to spawn, but might not have enough time to get Uber by the time that we start. Oh no, it's been vetoed apparently. And then, no, Hero took the telly. DZ doesn't have anyone to heal. We're starting with DZ only at 30-40% Uber. So the mind games won out by LIS, gave them a 60% Uber head right off the bat. This is psychological warfare on another level, Rogue. They both meds went vax and then switched off, but DZ didn't make it back to spawn in time, and Hero took the telly. So it got them an Uber ad, and they're using it, and no, DZ doesn't have!
Somehow they don't find anything with it. Now DZ with a tactical milk. You can't force what you don't have. So now coming up on full Uber. They only lost Galaxy for this, so it's one of those things, like, they're set up pretty well to hold this for a while, but they're also not, like, doing a great job of contesting the cart. Yeah, great shot from Mountain. See, like, I don't know, this feels weird that they're not going out to meet the cart. So the cart's just kind of getting deeper and deeper, more and more pressure from the offense here.
Yeah, I mean, they're getting so much pressure right now. The U's will finally come out, but Chance is going to hit 1-2 air blasts and walk back. Really nothing doing, and Lucky finds Bugs in the backhand. 2 kills for Hero, but that sniper going down is going to be the big one. Mountain finds DZ trying to escape through the tunnel yet again. The sniper on flank not expected, and things not looking good right now for Agar.
Humphrey stuck in there late trying to go for a play on Ray, doesn't seal the deal. But Ray now on full Uber. Humphrey's still down. I think taking the Uber fast is the correct play here. Yes, and that's what they do. Wait a second, they changed their mind. Kira peeking through, seeing like no one's really here. So okay, we'll get the card a little bit closer, get the rest of our team up on hill. Now they end up forcing it, but still gonna see nobody. The Uber's almost over. Just now, Jerry making first contact of all players, and Bugs going down. Ooh, that pick onto Hero as well is very nice. Deleted Taters coming in for the last second and getting Ray here. So that'll be a 65, or by the time Ray's up, 75 ad for DZ Creeper on this hill. Cart's far back. Yeah, that, you know, they're just kind of turtled up here for the defense, and the offense couldn't get close enough.
Yeah, and I mean, ultimately it's going to end up with DZ Creeper sitting on full ad, Ray going down there. Galaxy in on flank, gonna get caught out. A little bit too far forward, got bumped. DZ playing it. Walks back into the spam, forced to use right now. Humphrey immediately jumping forward, very heads up, but gonna get air blasted right there. DZ could have just dropped off first track and probably kept that Uber, but stayed in. Maybe a bit of a lack of calling right there. And it's gonna add up, and an ad for Ray. Now Bug taking on Mountain, gonna stall a lot of this momentum. Maybe just what Agar needs to keep the second one going.
Yeah, I love that lateral movement that of DZ actually in the chaos there. That's one of my trademarks. The enemy doesn't know how to bomb me if I don't know where I'm going. So for him to like be on hill low, move towards side tunnel, and then someone else saw him there, and then he moved laterally all the way to point. So every time someone tried to salvage on DZ, they couldn't find him. Really well played. 90% for him, but there comes the Uber from Ray. DZ going down so early out of this main tunnel Uber, like, yeah, you close the distance so much, and the heavy getting that kind of head glitch sightline over the little wall here wreaks havoc. Well done.
Yeah, I mean, just able to, when you're able to lead off your ad Uber with a med pick, you know, good things are going to happen. Cap second in 3:22, a pretty fast time thus far. And with DZ just now spawning up and healing, it will be a continued ad for Ray. Bug taking out Mountain, going to buy the defense some breathing room, but they're not even using it. They're all just playing back. They fear.
Big bomb from Jerry over top, landing on DZ. One rocket, not the second. Okay, gets the gun of all things. Really nice coordination there onto that sentry gun. Or sorry, I think it would have just been him the entire time. Lucky's still close behind enemy lines. Even Uber's here, but Deleted Taters and Galaxy both being down here mean that the offense has a lot of room to work with. Let's see if they end up taking it or if they're just going to build the super up on main tracks and lava.
Yep, and a big bomb from Townsend coming out onto flank just to grab some position right now, but ultimately Ray just now getting, they will use even Uber, so slow building from Ray there, as Humphrey now walking back in, going to scatter them around, no frags being traded, but positions were, you know, retained for Agar Grove. Dotwet in lower, gonna be forced back right now. Jump coming in from Jerry, will get taken out. Nothing really doing there, but it bought enough pressure. The card goes up the hill. They're going to get it up right now. Cham and Exa pops up. Will not be able to hold it. Cham gets a reflex kill into Townsy in the meanwhile, but not going to get the cap. It is close, ever so close. And everyone in Agar knows they cannot give this up. They're out and about on the point.
This is like, I don't know how to describe how much this is needed for Agar to have that like feel good kind of hold. Like you're a little bit on the back foot, you managed to salvage and wipe the offense. They needed this, but right now losing Bug versus Jumpin' DZ on the back out, going above the flank, doesn't make it back in time. Full ad for Ray. Oh my god, Jerry actually hitting his head on the skybox. And Mountain finding Humphrey. Wait, yeah, Gira, please tap it. Oh, it rolls all the way back. They let it come down the hill, but yeah, the defense is so down and out here. Wow, I cast was cursed. I said, like, you know, Agar is going to be really patting themselves on the back here. Meanwhile, they took their hand off their mouse to pat themselves on the back and couldn't leave.
Yeah, there was glue on that back when they patted themselves, and now they're stuck. So it's going to be last 5:30 for third. Honestly, is fine. Like, you get 2-3 minutes on last year, you're looking at 8.5 minutes, and that's a pushable time in a normal scrim, you know. The former last one I was setting, the Uber is going to come out of Red Room, and LIS maybe making it look good. Kira finds DZ, not yet having. They're going to get Humphrey too, but the frags are now actually in favor of LIS. They got the gun as well. No card time right now, and Mountain gets taken down on flank, so I don't think they'll be able to really get too much out of it, but that kill on DZ going to stand big, as we're going to be looking at a 35 ad. Ray coming in for Vigil with the rest of the team. They're just dry pushing this. Gun goes down. Jerry going to be the first frag, but the damage is being spread across everyone at Agar Grove. Townsy's going to go down next, but Tater standing tall finds two. That may be enough as the gun comes back up, I think, or I hear a gun somewhere. And that car's not going to be bringing it up the hill. Ray, though, staying alive, keeping that ad.
LAS getting picked apart here. Yeah, they... you know, just that focus fire out of Agar Grove, honestly, is pretty impressive. Picking the right people to peek at the right time. Lucky and Hero bumping into each other here, but the Uber comes out. Kira flying forward. Dotlight now late peeking out Red Room. Okay, this is fantastic. Now you're heavy against a peek with a full buff. Still Dotlight has a buff. They can't get him out of here. Holy, what a linchpin. Dotlight hard won that entire Uber push. Getting the gun, laying out the spam, turning their heads the wrong way, finishing with a buff off those crit heals. Oh, even deleted Tater system. Now that's a new head glitch. Wow, Dotlight nailed that one. But listen, 7:13, that's not like a super impressive time. It is impressive if you are Zen 10, almost nailing it. But yeah, interesting one here. I think like pretty well salvaged out of Agar Grove, but I don't know, does this inspire the confidence in you that they're going to be able to push this kind of a time?
Yeah, I mean, if this was the first half of the match, I'd say, oh, Agar Grove's in a pretty comfortable spot right now, but their inability to push really first or last right there is giving me some concern. As I saw at least one vaccinator, I think, come out, but it will be Ubers again. Cowards too afraid to actually do it.
Yeah, even DZ Creeper says, if I was an admin, you would get banned for baiting the vaccinator Ray. And DZ did have the slightly more honorable approach of switching last off the vaccinator, but yeah, listen, that's the heart of competition. You know, you got to hit him where it hurts. Put the wins on the scoreboard, huh?
Yep. As Agar Grove now backs against the wall, have 7-13 to push last. Elsewise, their season is over, and LIS make it into the grand finals against Team Fun. Lucky Cloak in the corner of flank, gonna call that it's only Taters right there. The Uber comes in. Humphrey jumping way in, gets popped up out of the Uber and dropped almost instantly. Lucky gonna find an easy stab onto Bug as well. Taters trapped in on flank. Townsy popping in, gonna be next. Nothing doing on that first Uber. Ray didn't even have to use.
Now with yeah, this 100% ad for Ray.
Humphrey
who's playing
again.
in the open.
There he goes.
Even that weirdly, so the sentry gun takes time to turn. So normally when Galaxy the cloak's that far behind the gun, it's fine. But since Humphrey had drawn the attention of the sentry gun that far back, the gun had the instant shots on the Galaxy and almost took him out too.
Yeah, bit unfortunate there. That said, Townsy will end up picking the gun. That said, Ray still hasn't even had to use yet. So, Galaxy caught out on flank now too. Banner popped out as the use comes in on tracks. Joke doing a great job stopping this, going to go down, but that's about it. They're going to find DZ now having ad of about 55% or so. So, a bit more passive positioning right now from LIS. Not sure they needed to use that Uber, but Boda's free enough. Is Townsy going to go down? That Banner was held this entire time. They're able to fight off on tracks and fine. Kills going now in their favor. And they're just going to clear everyone off card again. Not that many kills, but you know, the kills don't matter when you're on defense. It's the card time. DZ now coming in. Champ separating DZ and Humphrey, so they're going to have to turn around. But Humphrey already finds Ray. Going to be the big kill. And now Bug taking out Mountain. You're going to go down. And first hold coming through after about 2 minutes.
Sorry, I got so excited. I saw like Joey went on to DZ and hit like DZ tried to like strafe onto the rock, but ended up just like not quite wall bugging, but just like kind of frozen in place, almost like the Michael Jackson lean forward on Smooth Criminal, and just completely bamboozled. Jerry goes down for it.
But I mean, with the way that that first ended up going out, look how aggro Taters is. He's already up on the shutter. Gonna go in, finds a lot of damage, but gets taken up. The rest of the team maybe baiting him a little bit. Weren't aware he was at before. Townsy jumping up, but Mountain finds DZ in the back line. And while Townsy's in the skybox, the rest of the team is getting collapsed on. No heavy, no med. That is gonna be forced back. And now Ray sitting on ad, only 4.5 minutes left. You know, you're nearing a minute away from being halfway through your time. And LIS sitting pretty on second.
90% for Ray. Let's see, there's just over 4 minutes on the clock here. Some Knight card that coming out early, but wait, Humphrey going down for it. That's slightly less Knights than I previously anticipated. Yeah, you don't want to lose your demo of all players here. Yes, there's no Uber on the board, but you know, this drive push should have happened ages ago. Humphrey going down solo on cart is not the right look. Still, now we're waiting for Humphrey to come all the way back. Now Humphrey even like remove the crit heals by jumping in. Agar has done mostly nothing for a good while. Now taking this dry overhill.
Yep, Bugged already down low, and Taters gets sent flying into Shutter. It's gonna be enough to force the Uber, but Lucky on the back end gets the stab onto a solo DZ on the dispenser. Great pick right there. DZ didn't even know what hit him. And we're now more than halfway through the time. Things are looking bad for Agar Grove right now.
Exo with a glow stick pick onto Galaxy. Right now, actually, Agar working their way fast over hill. Even Ubers nobody has yet is 40% each. The gun goes down. Jerry's going to die to fall damage. Actually, their defense is getting melted here. That would be the other one up and charges forward onto Humphrey, onto Taters. Finally, he goes down. Both medics alive, sure, but the gun goes down. Mountain can't hold off this cart by themselves. Now it's 60% for both medics charging out to the third point here. The defense is going to get all their players up in time, but there we go. We have only just over 2.5 minutes for the offense to get all the way through last.
Yeah, I mean, this is still an entirely pushable time. DZ even has slight ad. I'm not sure they're going to be in position to really take advantage of it. With Ray already on 85, they would have needed to be in already. That said, they're going fast right in here through... Maybe not. Nope, want to make sure Ray has time to build Uber. They go in right now. Ray just gets uses as they do. DZ going to be forced to kite out tracks away from the rest of the team on flank right there. Murdo catches out Galaxy. The Bug takes out X, and this gun is a sitting duck for the time being. But Kira takes out Humphrey, finds a Dom on him too. And with no offensive demo nor heavy, this push going to lose all its momentum.
Yeah, this so we say the floor is lava here on third because ending your Uber in that low ground for offense is so bad. Like on the bottom of the floor, terrible. You help the enemy focus fire the cart and your entire team. You have no ground, no angles to peek. So basically flank is the place you're supposed to kind of be fighting from here on third. Humphrey alone. No buff, now going down below 9 HP. Ooh, almost goes down for it. Weird one, but anyway, now the offense realizing with their burned boots from walking all in that lava all that time. They have actually a very slight ad. And actually, Mountain with a huge shot onto DC Creeper. So Humphrey now on 13 HP, hoping to do something, waiting for DZ to come back up.
Well, the entire squad coming in to kill Dotwet, and the entire squad dying for it as Dotwet gets ganged up on and manages to, I think, get revenge on everyone that kills him. Yeah, Dotwet. Oh, that's 5 people, but bugged! It's Ray who's been stick bugged this time, walking into the sightline, thought everyone else being dead meant that Bug wouldn't be playing on their own in an aggressive angle, and thought wrong. But gonna find Kira as well, right as Mountain gets a quick revenge. So, another kill for Bug right there. And that's actually now adds for DC. They're getting a lot of time in, but Lucky comes in, finds Humphrey on cart. The banner as well from Jerry is huge, allows them to just fall up on cart. The gun from Exa doing a ton of work, gets its 4th kill as they're able to hold it. That said, these longer spawn times may give a window for everyone, but Bug a little bit too aggro right there. Maybe got the hero mindset too stuck in it as time, time's gotten away from them, it would seem.
The alley-oop, Jerry blasting Townsy up into the wall and then back down with fall damage to kill the full health soldier. Humphrey just jumping in on demo. Oh my, gets Ray immediately, launches Ray backwards towards him. What a shot. But yes, that will not be enough time. That means it is a 2-0 for map number 2 in favor of Locked In Syndrome. They win map number 1 and map number 2, putting them in grands next week against Team Fun.
Humphrey saying one more for the road. That's 3 out of 5, please. But yeah, I mean, it's hard to look at this and think that map pick actually would have mattered that much, right? I think, we can argue whether or not Vigil was a good pick, but overall, LAS was pretty clearly head and shoulders the better team here. And it, ends up in the results, and now they find themselves, as you said, going straight to grands for a rematch with Team Fun.
I mean, I have to shout out Bugged here. I mean, to play this well on the losing side, let me see. I guess had not as good of a half in this last half, but let me see for the combined Vigil. Yeah, Bug top frags for their team is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5th on the server, but again, going 0-2 on a payload like this, that's super tough. Given how much time they spent on offense as well. Dawet going 42 and 25. That's a top fragging actually for all of Vigil here on heavy. Super impressive. Kira going 37 and 15. So more than 2 of a kill death, let alone the assists. Yeah, super well played all around. I mean, these Bug didn't put up such a great fight, but I have to give my MVP award to Kira. He's calling circles around Agar Grove in this match. And even the couple times that Kira happened to not focus the priority on the objective are the times that they lost. So everything else felt like it was just him steering the ship always in the right direction. Really well played.
Yeah, and I say this with no disrespect because there's a lot of very good, multi-invite winning demo players that have more of a quiet gameplay. I think like a Joey Lemons type, right? Who is always there, always putting up incredible numbers, but you rarely see those insane kills. And I really felt like Kira was someone I had kind of categorized in that more, quiet excellence type of player, but was incredibly loud tonight, and it was incredibly fun to see. Just really, really, kind of saying, okay, play around me. The amount always was, getting huge amounts of beam. Ray locked on and just taking over the server it was awesome. This was probably one of the more memorable demo performances I've seen of just one demo saying I'm better than everyone else in this server. Let's fucking go. Excuse my French. That was a lot of fun to see.
I want to give a shout out to Lucky here as well, where we saw some good plays out of Lucky, and like you mentioned, that kind of scoreboard and stats wise, it's always fun when a spy goes off or something or gets the crucial pick, but I think Locked In Syndrome can't make the calls that they're making and can't coordinate those plays they're coordinating without Lucky kind of helping supplement basically with those little extra bits of info or calling a play sort of off time. So it really feels like all the pieces are working here and working well, and I think that's why we saw them contend so well against Team Fun last week. It was a 2-0 in terms of maps for Team Fun, but we kind of, I think, gave a lot of praise for Locked In Syndrome, and this is why. When it works, it really works.
Exactly, yeah. And I mean, I think that this strong performance on Vigil, if I'm LIS, would make me reconsider picking Straight Koth into Team Fun for next week. I feel like the full Koth experiment was a failure, and if they're gonna have a better chance at Stopwatch. Granted, we know that Fun's likely going to ban Vigil as they always do, but anything really.
True. Well, I'll shout out once again if you want something to remember this match by. We have merch on the RGL merch store. That's merch.rgl.gg. You can see the little thumbnail here on your screen, or if you type !merch in chat. We have a huge selection here for this, the fall season here in TF2, where it's, a bunch of different graphics that are coming and then will be rotated out, maybe to return, maybe not in the future. Some merch to support the teams, some super fun stuff like mouse pads, the notebooks. I love the like team strats and secret strats notebooks, super fun. And on top of that, we have a way for you to directly support the league. We got basically like a Patreon style membership subscription sort of deal where you can subscribe and get different types of thank yous in different places. You contribute to the prize pool, helping make it a little more interesting out here and drawing that top tier talent to compete for the lion's share. And finally, you get a bunch of access to different things here if you look all the way through the tiers. So all this comes together thanks to everyone here playing and everyone here volunteering or working for the league or helping organize and admin and all that stuff. And shout out to all the players here having a whole bunch of fun on our behalf. And thanks to everyone who's contributed so far. It really goes a long way with the league.
Absolutely excellent plug as always, Rogue. I'll give it over to you one more time. Any closing remarks, or are we just gonna get ourselves ready for Grands?
I actually take back my MVP. It's got to be Dolphin. What mastery on the camera work here that it felt like almost like one of those like reality shows where like he cuts away to like the one person just on the skin cam. You got to give the people what they want. And that was a blast. I can't wait to look through the clips. Shout out Bonesaw. I saw clipping a bunch of them. But really a great match overall and wonderful production as always. Thanks, Dolphin. And I'm excited to see you both next week, huh?
Rogue saying that at gunpoint next to Dolphin's kiddie pool. Being threatened into it. No, Dolphin always the MVP. Anytime a player gets it, it's just loaned out to them, and the trophy goes back over to Dolphin's kiddie pool at Wednesday at midnight. So always a lot of fun when everyone's invested in the match and the match outcome, we'll say. So thank you for watching. We're nearing the end of this season of Invite, so a week minus 2 hours or so, tune in, and we'll have Grands here for you. Team Fun versus LIS. Stay tuned, and in the meantime, have a good week.